Be on the lookout. Your Spreaker Jesus will be back. I will lay out my 10 commandments. We will start the baptisms and cast out those who do not belong. Very soon, my Spreaker children. I love each and every one of you. Always remember that. I love each and every one of you.
Praise Jesus Rick. Praise Jesus Rick. Praise him. Praise him. Praise him.
That was Mr. Jesus Rick, like the Rickster. But it seems like Spreaker is very spiritually devoid of any real substance. I mean, sure, you see that shitty show on here called Cafeteria Catholics, but don't pretend like you go in there and hit play. You go in there to look, because you want to throw tomatoes at them. But when you mix mainstreamism and a prophet like Rick, then you can create something with substance in which you can arm your warriors with a blowtorch and nail gun and destroy everyone who opposes you. So Rickard is a very smart man of great prophetic messages that he's advancing upon everybody. And it's important that we all take a listen, a gander, and suffice to hear what he vice says. So if you want to get a hold of Rickard, look down at your genital area and pray, and Jesus Rick will appear. But if you are on Wick, that's another issue. That's like food stamps. We're not talking about that. So, you know how to get a hold of Rick? We all know how to get a hold of Rick. He's that kind of person. He's very approachable, just in case any of you have doubted or have taken him for granted. Because here he is in purest form. He's like fucking the Mother Teresa of Spreaker all of a sudden. And you want to talk shit about him? I don't think so. Anyways, wanted to say hello to the following people who have decided to show up in my chat. I have noticed quite a few people avoiding this show recently. And that's fine. You know, whatever. Truth porn. Let's see here. Uh-oh, someone's complaining about my static. I don't know. I didn't know I had static. Is this about Fergie? False flag, hello. Oh, I'm not. My name's not False Flag. Bumpkin. No class, the Dixie class. Yes, catching on, you people. Look for grief. Go hard till you die. So, I see Apocalypse in the chat. Jesus was a sodomite. And that's very unacceptable to say. I don't think Jesus had anything to do with any sodomy. Because if you're going to talk about sodomy, you might as well mention the name of Barco. Oh, Barco's in the chat? Alright. Good. So, let's get something basic down here. There is no dead air mafia at my show. That cannot ever happen at my show. Let's see here. You see, Barco, when you're going to do that dead air mafia prank and you don't have everyone chiming in at the same time, then you've blown your cover. And then you look like a Dumas. So, now that you are up in Canada with that other felon or two listener, then, you know, I kind of consider you now a part of my enemy class. And I will do espionage against you, Barco, on everywhere you exist, because I have the capacity. I have Jesus Rick in my life, Barco. All you have is yourself and your utter narcissism, and you have no altruism whatsoever. None. You are a sociopathic cat turd burglar, and I'm on to you, Barco. Static. Today it is bad. There is no audio. Hello, Debbie Scott. Welcome to my show. This is my show. This is a very well-planned show. I promise I put everything together in a timely fashion. I didn't just... I wasn't watching the Denver and Kansas City game. I promise you that was not on my television. I'm here to do a professional show. And in case you guys didn't know, there's something very scientific about to go down tomorrow. And in case you guys don't know, that's Mr. Goofybones show. That's right. Tomorrow, finally, now we can get a true shit stirrer host. I mean, you, as a chat room warrior, you can only do so much trolling and all that. But it's important that the hosts that troll come here to stir the shit. So when they stir the shit that flies from their little witch bowl onto others' faces, then that person stirs their own shit. And so everyone's stirring shit with each other. And ultimately, just like capitalism, the winner is the consumer. And it's obviously the case here. So, every nasty, fat, sweaty Betty. I don't know what I just read. You see, I just read something about a fat, sweaty Betty. And, all I'm thinking of is my, racial classification totem pole. You know, when the whole Ferguson riots was going down. Static is gone. Okay. I'm sorry about the static. Obviously, I shouldn't be using this mic. I should be using my Yeti mic. I mean, what the fuck is the point of the Yeti mic if you're not using it? So as you can tell, I'm not on my A game. My Yeti mic is approximately 5 feet away from this desk, and I still cannot handle that because stuff like that is hard work. I mean, I only have, 150 hours to prepare for a show. So to expect me to plug in the Yeti mic to give you the best quality, that's on you guys, not me. I'm here to do a professional show. So if you guys could please stop insulting me, my heritage, I'd like to talk to you guys about my totem pole, because the whole Ferguson thing. But I'm not going to talk about the Ferguson thing anymore, because it's just beating a dead horsey, So when that whole thing went down, I thought to myself, okay, there must be some sort of privilege or top dog, and then there must be a bottom person. So I thought about it like this. Top person, white guy. The second toppest are dogs. I think it goes white men, and then the next most valuable type of human being is a dog. Dogs are very, very valuable. Then the next best type of human would be owls, because owls will hunt the rodents in your space. They'll come into your house once in a while and they'll eat the crickets that chirp. But owls are awesome. They're so fluffy, you just want to hug them, but you should never approach one like that. They have a very strong bite. I've witnessed a bite firsthand, and it was on a YouTube video. Okay, so the next best human is a white woman. Because, ultimately you need something to sit next to you in the bed. A dog won't ever do anything, so it's got to be a white woman because, she was made from one of our ribs. So, although not us, she is a rib walking sponge. They are a receptacle to us. And they are our mothers, which we all must respect our mother, even if they can be douchebags once in a while. We still have to love our mothers, because There'll be a time when they go, and there's going to be a time when we go. And it's ultimately us to believe in Jesus Rick to where he sends us both to the proper place, which is heaven. Because this is actually a Christian show. After white women, I'd consider cats. Because cats to me are very neutral, domesticated animal. They don't really do much for me. They're not very valuable. I mean, they're nice to look at, and sometimes they'll come at you to get petted. But ultimately, a cat does not guard your house. A cat somewhat is a sociopath in some cases where when it gets bored, it'll come towards you. So ultimately, a cat is somewhere in the middle of this little pyramid I'm talking about. Next up, I would consider black men very valuable after cats. Because when I think of black men, I think of very alpha-line figurines made of marble. Strong abs, very angry, people. Where they lack in IQ, they gain in strength and sports, finesse. And they are great rappers, so I hate when people just toss out black people and, they say, oh, they're dangerous. What people need to do is utilize that dangerousness so it benefits the community at large. We shouldn't run from what we are. After black men would be cockroaches. As much as people are scared of cockroaches, and I don't blame you, they are carriers of much disease, and they can breed real fast, and the problem is you'll see one of those usually at night if you wake up and during the middle of it and you start walking around and you just hear it's a crunch. And it's like, what the hell was that? And the whole time you're just thinking, okay, I hope I didn't step on my dog's tail. I hope I did not step on a cat. I'm hoping I didn't just knock the teeth out of my rabbit's mouth. Because I do have these animals that roam my home. But for now, these animals are nocturnal. They're just like worms. They're so afraid of light that they hide. And that to me is very weird. I don't trust animals that are that afraid of the sun. Worms are just creepy. How they reproduce is creepy. These are obviously, devil created beings. And while they're not human, so they don't have souls, so we just have to be wary of them because worms will basically eat your whole house up if you have enough of them, just like cockroaches. Cockroaches eat through the walls. They eat through metal vents. So if you have like a central AC or some sort of warming unit, they will just eat that through. Not all. And it's really bad. So we all have to beware. And at the bottom of this human totem pole is the black woman. And she's basically not valuable at all. Usually they're very ugly. And what they do is usually they just get really loud in supermarkets, like super loud. And I think the one purpose of a black woman is to show the white women that it's okay to slap your kids in public and to be really, really loud and dumb. So I think everyone on this planet serves a purpose to another. There are no real better people. There's just sort of a unofficial pyramid of hope and organization put together to us by Jesus Rick. And I'm not even making this up. This is in his text. If you haven't read it yet, there is some biblical text that Jesus Rick has put forth. Although I do still recommend the ESV Bible, which is 10 times better than the King James Version. I'd recommend everybody avoid the King James Version. Not because it's terrible or anything like that, but it talks in circles a little bit, and it's more of a English tongue that a lot of people don't quite grasp. And the ESV, it's not one of those fluffy liberal editions or picture books. It has the same orthodox doxology, but